Welcome to Mantle Motivations Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dominique Bishop. I won't be before you all long today, but I have a message that I feel will help somebody. This is a personal message that resonates with me and what's going on in my life currently. So, today, we're going to explore a topic that might feel a bit unsettling at first, but it's one that carries a powerful message for those who are willing to listen. Excuse me. We're talking about those moments when God gives you something you've been yearning for, only to show you that maybe, just maybe, it's not what you truly want to need. Have you ever had a deep desire for something? A job, a relationship, a material possession, only to finally get it and feel an unexpected emptiness? It's a strange, almost ironic experience. We spend so much time and energy chasing after certain goals, thinking that once we have them, everything will fall into place. But then, when we finally catch what we've been running after, it doesn't bring the satisfaction or happiness we imagine. This is the moment when God steps in with the lesson. Sometimes we're given exactly what we think we want, not as a reward, but as a revelation. It's as if God is saying, here it is. Here's what you asked for. Now let's see if this is truly what your heart desires. But funny part is, he already knows. When this happens, it's easy to feel disillusioned or even betrayed. After all, we invested so much of ourselves into getting this thing. But here's the truth. Often what we think we want is not what we actually need. We might believe that a certain job will give us the security we crave or a particular relationship we feel the void to fill inside. But these desires are sometimes based on external influences. Think about society's expectations, fear of missing out, or even unresolved insecurities. So, why does this happen? Why are we given something just to realize it's not what we truly want? I believe it's a form of divine guidance. It's a way of redirecting us back to our true path. Sometimes we have to experience what we don't want to clarify what we do want. It's like a spiritual mirror being held up to us, reflecting our deeper desires and needs, which we may have been too distracted to see. This process is about stripping away the layers of illusion, the false beliefs we've built up around what will make us happy. It's about getting to the core of who we are and what truly fulfills us. And often, what fulfills us is not the shiny object we've been chasing, but something much simpler, more aligned with our true nature. I want you to think about a time in your life when you received something you've been longing for, only to feel an unexpected emptiness. I'm currently going through that right now. I wanted and prayed for a better opportunity that I thought would help elevate me to another level. But I'm finding out now that I was only kidding myself. God blessed me with the opportunity. I had the zeal for it in the beginning just to realize that my zeal was temporary and I'm right back where I started. I was granted an opportunity just for God to show me that my heart was and is indeed yearning to go in a different direction. So now, think about your experience. What did that experience teach you? How did it shape your understanding of what you truly need? These moments are opportunities for growth, for reassessment, and for realignment with our authentic selves. It's also important to remember that just because something didn't bring you the satisfaction you expected doesn't mean it was a mistake. Every experience, even the ones that feel disappointing, carries a lesson. They help us redefine our understanding of what we want and need, guiding us closer to our true purpose. And in these moments of realization, instead of feeling disheartened, we should feel grateful. Grateful for the clarity that comes from seeing through the illusions, for the wisdom that comes from understanding ourselves better. When we let go of what we thought we wanted, we create space for what we truly need to enter our lives. So the next time you find yourself with something you once desired but now realize isn't right for you, take a step back. Reflect on what this experience is teaching you. Is it showing you that your true needs lie elsewhere? Is it guiding you to something more meaningful, more aligned with your purpose? Remember, Sometimes God gives us what we want so we can see beyond it to the deeper, true desires of our hearts. Trust in His process. Trust that even when things don't turn out as expected, they're turning out exactly as they should. So let's recap and go over a more in depth explanation. Let's also take a look at some examples. And remember to follow these guidelines. Number one, acknowledge the experience. The first step is simply acknowledging what's happened. Recognize that you've received what you asked for, but it doesn't fulfill you in the way you expected. This is a crucial moment for clarity, an opportunity to see beyond the surface of your desires. It's important to honor your feelings, whether it's disappointment, confusion, or even relief. These emotions are part of the process and can guide you toward deeper understanding. So imagine you've been working hard to land a high paying job. You finally get the offer, and on paper, it's everything you wanted: great salary, benefits, prestige. But after a few months, you start to feel uneasy. The long hours are exhausting, the work environment is toxic, and you find yourself missing time with family and friends. Here, acknowledging that the job isn't fulfilling as you expected is the first step. It's okay to admit that something you once wanted isn't what you need anymore. Number two, reflect on the deeper meaning. Ask yourself, what did I hope this will bring me? Was I seeking validation, security, love, or something else? Often we desire things not for their own sake, but for the feelings we believe they'll bring us. This is a chance to dig deeper and uncover the root of your desires. Sometimes we realize that what we were really seeking was something internal, like peace, self worth, or connection, that can't be fully satisfied by external things. Understand that? Continuing with the job example, you might ask yourself, why did I want this job so badly? Perhaps you were seeking financial security, validation from others, or a sense of achievement. As you reflect, you may realize that while financial stability is important, you also deeply value work life balance, creativity, or making a positive impact on others. Values that this job doesn't fulfill. This reflection helps you understand that the job might have been more about external validation than internal fulfillment. Number three, trust in divine wisdom. It's easy to feel like we've made a mistake or misjudged what we need, but instead of seeing this experience as a failure, try to see it as a lesson in divine wisdom. God knows what's best for us, even when we're not sure ourselves. Trust that this experience is part of a larger plan to guide you toward your true path. Sometimes the only way to discover what's truly right for us is to experience what isn't. Let's say you're pursuing a romantic relationship that seems perfect on the surface. They're compatible in every way, and their friends and family approve. But over time, subtle signs start to appear: disagreements over core values, lack of emotional support, or a growing sense of disconnection. Instead of forcing the relationship to work, trusting in wisdom means accepting that this relationship may not be what's best for you, despite how perfect it seemed at one point. Perhaps it's teaching you what you truly need in a partner, which will guide you to a healthier, more fulfilling relationship in the future. Number four, let go and realign. Letting go can be the hardest part, especially if you've invested a lot of time, energy, and emotion into something. Trust me, I know. But releasing what no longer serves you is essential to making space for what does. Take this time to realign with your deeper purpose. What truly matters to you? What brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment? These are the things worth pursuing. Imagine you're an entrepreneur who has poured years of effort into a startup, believing it was your ticket to success and fulfillment. But despite your hard work, the business is struggling and the stress is taking a toll on your health and relationships. Letting go might mean stepping back from the business or even closing it down. As hard as that decision may be, by letting go, you'll open yourself up for new possibilities. Perhaps a different business idea that aligns more closely with your passions, or a different career path that offers greater balance and joy. Number five, Move forward with new clarity. Once you've reflected and realigned, it's time to move forward with a new sense of clarity. You now know something important about yourself and your path. Use this knowledge to guide your next steps. Remember, life is a journey of discovery, y'all. Every experience, even those that seem like detours, is part of that journey. Trust that you're being led exactly where you need to go. For this last point, let's return to the job example. After acknowledging that the high paying job isn't fulfilling, reflecting on why, trusting that there's a reason for this realization, and letting go of the attachment to the job, you now have the clarity to seek a new path. Perhaps you realize that your true passion lies in a creative field or in a role that allows you to help others. With this clarity, you start exploring opportunities that align with your newly discovered values. Maybe you pursue a role in a nonprofit, start a passion project, or go back to school to learn a new skill. Moving forward, you're now guided by a deeper understanding of what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. Now that I've gone over dealing with receiving what we've earnestly asked for just to find out that it's not exactly what we wanted or needed in the first place, now we have to realign ourselves with what God wants for us. Let's take a look at taking a leap of faith in the direction that God is leading you to go. We often find ourselves at crossroads in life, like we just discussed, and we're faced with decisions that require us to step into the unknown. These moments are both exciting and terrifying because they challenge us to trust in something bigger than ourselves, to trust in God's plan for our lives. Whether it's changing careers, starting a new project, moving to a new place, or entering a new relationship, taking that leap of faith can feel like jumping off a cliff without knowing where you'll land. And that can feel very scary. But here's the thing, when God is calling to move in a certain direction, that leap of faith isn't just a blind jump. It's a step into a future that He has already prepared for you. In the second part of this episode, I want to go over how to recognize when God is calling you to take that leap and the steps you can take to make that leap with confidence and trust. Some of these points will sound familiar to you because I've touched on them in a previous podcast, but do know there's a method to the madness. I really want you all to grasp these concepts to help you in creating a life of purpose and fulfillment for yourselves. So let's start with one. Recognize the call. The first step in taking a leap of faith is recognizing when God is calling you to move. This call might come as a persistent feeling of recurring thought or a series of circumstances that point you in a certain direction. It's important to pay attention to these signs, even when they're subtle, because they're often the way God nudges us towards our purpose. Let's say you've been feeling unfulfilled in your current job and you keep having this nagging thought about starting your own business. Maybe people around you have been encouraging you, or you've noticed doors opening that make this path seem more viable. These are signs that God might be calling you to take a step in that direction. Trust it, go with the flow, because where God guides, He will certainly provide. Number two, seek confirmation. After recognizing the call, it's natural to seek confirmation. This isn't about doubting God, but ensuring that what you're feeling is truly His direction for your life. You can seek confirmation through prayer, meditation, and reading scripture, as well as through conversations with trusted friends, mentors, or spiritual leaders. If you're considering a major life change, like moving to a new city, take time to pray about it. Ask God for clarity and listen for His guidance. You might find that during prayer or meditation, you feel a sense of peace about the decision. Or you might receive a timely piece of advice from someone you trust that reinforces what you've been feeling. These are all ways God can confirm that you're on the right path. Number three, prepare yourself spiritually and practically. Taking a leap of faith doesn't mean jumping in without preparation. God often prepares us for the journey ahead by equipping us spiritually and practically. This might involve deepening your relationship with Him, developing new skills, or gathering the resources you need. If you feel called to start a new ministry or business, take time to prepare yourself spiritually by deepening your prayer life or studying relevant scriptures. At the same time, prepare practically by learning about business management or ministry leadership, creating a plan, and gathering the necessary resources. Preparation shows your faith in action and sets you up for success as you move forward, because faith without works is dead. Number four, overcome fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are natural when facing unknowns. Trust me, I know I deal with it a lot. But in the same token, they shouldn't hold you back from where God is leading you. It's important to confront these feelings and remind yourself of God's promises, that He is with you, that He is faithful, and that He has a plan for your life. If you're feeling called to leave a stable job to pursue something new, it's normal to feel scared. Scared about the financial risk or the uncertainty of the future. Combat this fear by reflecting on times in your life when God has been faithful and by reading scriptures that speak to His provision and guidance, like Isaiah 41:10, which says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." These reminders will help you push through fear and take the necessary steps forward. Finally, step five, which is taking the leap with trust. After recognizing the cause, seeking confirmation, preparing, and overcoming fear, it's time to take the leap. This is a moment where you put your trust in God and step into the unknown, believing that He will guide and provide for you every step of the way. Imagine you've done all the preparation to start your own business. You've prayed, you've planned, you've saved money, and even told your close friends and family. Now it's time to give your notice to your current job and fully commit to this new venture. This is the leap of faith, trusting that God has brought you to this point and will carry you through whatever challenges to come. It's an act of surrender and trust, knowing that while the path ahead may be uncertain, God's presence and provision are sure. Taking a leap of faith in the direction God is leading you to go is one of the most powerful and transformative steps you can take in your life. It's a moment where you align your will with God's, where you choose to trust in His plan, even when you can't see the whole picture. Remember, every great journey starts with one single step. And when that step is guided by God, it's not just a leap into the unknown, baby. It's a leap into the life He's always had planned for you. Look, family, I appreciate y'all tuning in to Mantle Motivations podcast today. I truly hope this message has inspired you to trust in God's direction and take that leap of faith. I know I did. I started this podcast and there's plenty more to come. Until next time, remember, your crown may be tilted, but never, ever let it fall. Peace and love.